Marco's Fiery Flavors menu is back. Sadly, we can't show you our fiery pepperoni pizza topped with a bold Carolina Reaper cheese blend and 2 kinds of pepperoni. But here's some sounds that'll give you the same fiery feeling. Fiery pizza. Fiery cheesy bread. Inferno bread. Sounds delicious, right? The Fiery Flavors menu is back at Marco's Pizza for a limited time. Get it while it's hot. Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. Taxes may apply. See store for details.
This is an Extra 106.3 podcast. To hear more live and local content like this, tune into 106.3 FM or download the Extra 106.3 app. Extra 106.3 and a Second Chance Bail Bonds are proud to bring you Justice Unfiltered. Real conversations with real people from every side of the justice system. From the latest in law and order to the voices of those impacted, changed, and working to make a difference. This is where truth meets transformation. Now, it's time for Justice Unfiltered, presented by a Second Chance Bail Bonds on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
Welcome to Justice Unfiltered with Daniel Matalon of a Second Chance Bail Bonds and the Second Chance Monitoring. My name is Tug Cowart, and we're so glad that you're here. We appreciate you spending time with us this weekend. I want to introduce you to a great guest, Soo Hong, who is the founding partner of Blevins Hong PC, located in Marietta and Duluth, been practicing personal injury, criminal defense, and bankruptcy for almost 20 years. Former president of the Cobb Bar Association. In November of 2022, was elected state representative representing North Gwinnett and South Hall counties. Obviously applies that legal expertise into shaping state policy and presides over the Judiciary Subcommittee. Won numerous awards, both for her work as an attorney and a legislator, and as a legislator. We welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Man, I tell you, Daniel, I don't know how we luck out with some guests that we get, but this is big time today.
Yeah, no.
Have y'all known each other a long time?
It's been a long time because I started in Marietta.
Yeah, and when I started practicing, I got to know you guys, and so it's been a while.
Yeah, 2007 is when we opened in Marietta.
Right.
So.
Man, I always get nervous anytime I talk to lawyers because I'm like, I'm liable to put my foot in my mouth. First of all, I'll have it wrong, right? And when I do the morning show that I do here on Extra, I oftentimes will call lawyers to have them on to discuss things that are above my head, and there's a lot above my head. So I have to reach out to people like you all the time to say, hey, is this the way I should be looking at this, or am I looking at this the wrong way? How often do you get those questions? Maybe not even at work. I'm just talking with friends and family. They're watching some TV show and be like, hey, is that real?
Right. All the time. I think they're a little hesitant sometimes because they don't want to talk to me about work. Yeah, but then they'll be like, did you hear about this case, or did you see this show? What do you think? And then it goes in. But I don't mind it. I mean, at this point, it's, it's fun for me. It's, I understand that they're curious. So it's fine.
Are there ever cases that you see blow up? And I don't have a good example, but I don't know, just something that will happen in the legal field, a particular case will grab your attention more than others? Do you ever see that? Do you ever have that happen where you follow it almost as being intrigued, not necessarily as a lawyer?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I listen to all of those podcasts.
Like the true
things
crime
like
stuff?
That. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I still do. And there was a point where my friends, non-lawyer friends, were like, can we do a podcast and you be the legal asset?
Yeah.
Because they love true crime podcasts and we listen to it.
Does.
So everybody does, yeah.
Daniel, do you fall into that trap?
I fall, yes, I watch all of it. Datelines, all of them.
Yeah,
Me too.
seriously. 60 Minutes when they're doing whatever.
Well, you want to know. I mean, I'm interested in it.
Which are the cases that grab your attention the most? Do you have any that jump out? Like, is it heist?
I like the show First 48.
Oh, yeah. So you have the information.
The clock goes, and so that kind of gives,
That's
then
more your field.
it gives me a clock, a time, a game, not a game, but it is a race against the clock to figure out who, committed the homicide.
Before we get into how you got into politics, the one that intrigued me, the one that grabbed my attention, and I think they've made a few arrests now, is the heist at the Louvre.
I know.
Did y'all get wrapped up in that one? Because, these guys, They literally pulled up
I
a
did see
crane.
that.
They had some like orange or highlighter colored jackets, to look like they were construction workers. Right. They go in and pull off a $100 million heist in 8 minutes. They knew where the cameras were in the Louvre and where they weren't. And then they rented bird scooters to get away. How about that? They got away on electric scooters.
I didn't know the details. Wow.
Yeah, they got. You would have thought it would have been a Lamborghini waiting, down at the bottom. And when they make the movie of this, it will be a Lamborghini. It's not going to be an electric scooter.
And there are multiple people in jail.
Yeah,
now.
that's right. It's crazy. And the one guy that they called at Charles de Gaulle Airport, man, he was just like nothing was going on. They coming. He's got jewels in his pockets. He's trying to get out of town.
Yeah,
dude.
It was like out of a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like
literally.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, Ocean's 11.
I even saw where I think it was George Clooney was like, I kind of thought it was cool. I couldn't believe they got away with it. And I was the same way. I wasn't pulling for them necessarily. I'm actually pulling for the good guys not that they're ever going to get all those jewels back, but but it's the Louvre, man. You can't steal things out of the Louvre. That's crazy.
Because it took like several days before they found him.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't immediate.
Yeah.
They caught one guy, I think, pretty quick.
Yeah, he was the guy at the airport.
That was it. And then it was a few days. And then,
and now they're, I got like 4 or 5. So, from attorney to elected state representative, walk me through that. What was the interest? Like, what piqued your interest about doing that?
So, when I was right before law school, I actually interned at the Capitol because I was just interested in making law, just law itself. And then I went to law school and I was like, I need to go and make some money and be a lawyer.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
make a living first.
Yeah, make a living first. So I did that, and then I kind of started getting back into politics, just out of my interest and helping some campaigns and stuff. And then when you do that and when you're in the space, doors open for you. So I actually got an opportunity. Somebody called me and said, hey, are you interested in running for office? I think this seat will be really good for you.
Okay.
And so it was just kind of right time, right place. And so I decided to run. My first campaign, actually, I lost. I lost by 700 votes.
Oh my gosh.
I worked so hard. And
were you brokenhearted?
Honestly, it was.
Or was it eye-opening?
It was eye-opening. It was a day after I was exhausted, so I didn't even think about anything. I was just like, okay.
I just need a nap.
Yeah, I did. I really did. I think I slept for like 24 hours. And then I was like, okay, well, that wasn't for me. Or that seat wasn't for me right now.
But was it the same seat? Or no, was it totally
Yeah,
different?
it was. Yeah,
okay.
So it was state representative. Yeah. And then I kind of reflected for like a week, and I was like, no, I think I did really well. I got a lot of people out there that told me that they were going to support me, and so I decided to try it again, and then I won.
Jackpot.
So it's I tell that story because a lot of people, I think, they don't want to tell the story of their loss.
Which is the one you learn the most from.
Exactly.
Anytime you're in the valley, you're learning more than when things are all good.
That's life. That's life in general. Through the mistakes.
I mean, there are things that happened in my life where I really wanted this job or really wanted this, and it didn't work out, and I was really disappointed. But then later on, I realized this is why.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I felt, and that. I worked really hard. I learned a lot. And then the second time around was easier because I learned so much. And I had a lot more people that were supporting me at that time. So it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. How do you feel like that legal background and all the experience you got, interning has put you in a position to create good policy, good legislation?
A lot. I think me having practiced so long in different both civil and criminal law before going into being a legislator, because we are making law essentially, and so
that you'll have to at some point as a lawyer work with within the bounds of.
Right. We have to read the statute, we have to apply it, and that's what I've been doing for over a decade before I became a legislator. And so going in, I think I had a lot more experience with reading law, what that means, how it applies. And so I kind of jumped in, and I was able to get some leadership roles right away just because of that background.
Daniel, do you see this as a positive for what you do just having that background in the legal system because you deal with it so much.
Yes, and I would say the biggest thing is just because someone like Representative Hong, she understands this stuff, right? So with us, with the Title 16, Title 17, the stuff that we deal with, so having someone like her can at least, you can get the right messaging across, right? So the right sentence is getting to that person, right? Because a lot of stuff gets misconstrued down at the Capitol, as we all know. I mean, so having people like herself is amazing, just from a communication standpoint at minimum alone, you know.
Help me understand, because both of you know the answer to this, and I'm over here like trying to fill in the blanks because I'm not smart as neither one of y'all. But Title 16, Title 17, what's that?
Those are the code sections that all the bail stuff falls under. So and the criminals, so Title 16, Title 17. So anything.
It's for me and everybody else was like, I have no idea what that is.
Sorry, I was just like running. Sorry, I just ran right through that one.
That's the reason you bring the dummy in. That way you have somebody to ask the question, be like, hey man, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you just told me. I have no clue.
Because that's the whole thing. When you have these conversations, there's a lot of people that don't know and probably shouldn't know if you have no reason to know.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never been arrested.
It's good that you don't know. But I think that's the point, right? Is that you have legislators who, if you come in and you're like, hey, Title 16, this code section, blah, 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 then I've already seen it, I've practiced it, I've used it.
Maybe even voted on it.
Right. And then there are legislators that may not have that legal background, and they're like, what's Title 16? Yeah, tell me a little bit more. So I think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think all lawyers should be legislators, but definitely it helps, and it helps me with other legislators and to explain things to them as well.
Yeah, my extent with the law is I got pulled over on the way to the mountains. I had to rolling stop through the stop sign in the neighborhood.
Oh, the rolling.
Yeah. I thought, here's what I thought. I know the stop sign means stop, obviously, right? But I thought the one that had the white brim around it, that meant you can roll and stop. I thought it meant. But turns out it's not the case at all. Yeah. Because every one of them have the white band around it, in case you're not noticed. Just trying to be a wise guy over here. And I was not going to ask Officer Maloney of the Alpharetta Police Department if that was the case, because he was in no mood to joke. That's right. Y'all are in mood to laugh. He was not. He was like, son, you realize what you did. I'd already had my license ready to go. I knew what he had pulled me over for. I didn't argue it. I was just like, he was like, you know, I believe you. Yes, sir. I know. Here's my license. So he came back, and I think because I was respectful and didn't put up a fight, he was like, "Are you going to do it again?" I was like, "No, sir." And then he hit me with it, and my wife still gives me grief about this all weekend and then into this week. He was like, "I'm out here to educate people. Like, you know, this is a high, a high infraction area. That's the reason I'm out here." Right. Realize that I'm going to be out here. Do you feel like I educated you today? And I was like, yes, sir, you did. Absolutely right. As soon as we pull out, you know, and I'm already, red-faced, a little embarrassed, cars going by me, looking, what's he getting pulled over for? My wife's like, all right, have you been educated? And then she used it against me all weekend. All weekend. No matter what we were doing. Absolutely. We're out in the mountains, and she was like,
drill it home every opportunity.
Have you been educated? You know, she's just giving it back to me all week. And we'll continue, I'm sure. We'll continue talking about that transition from advocating for individuals and then to advocating for an entire community. Next, as our guest, Soo Hong, is on Justice Unfiltered with Daniel Matalon. I'm Tug Cowart. This is Extra 106.3.
Marco's Fiery Flavors menu is back. Sadly, we can't show you our fiery pepperoni pizza topped with a bold Carolina Reaper cheese blend and 2 kinds of pepperoni. But here's some sounds that'll give you the same fiery feeling. Fiery pizza. Fiery cheesy bread. Inferno bread. Sounds delicious, right? The Fiery Flavors menu is back at Marco's Pizza for a limited time. Get it while it's hot. Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. Taxes may apply. See store for details.
Buying a car shouldn't be a mystery. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. At Jim Ellis, we believe in complete transparency because you deserve to know exactly what you're getting. That's why we show you all the numbers, no hidden fees, no surprises. We explain every option clearly so you can make the right decision with confidence. And if you ever have questions, we have answers. Our team is here to guide you, making sure you're informed and in control every step of the way. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we don't want to sell you just any car. We want to help you buy the right car, because doing the right thing for you is what matters most to us. Experience car buying the way it should be. Honest, straightforward, and built around you. And don't forget, Jim Ellis buys cars too. It's the safe and easy way to get maximum value for your car. To get started, visit one of our 21 convenient locations across Metro Atlanta or shop online at jimellis.com. The quick, easy, and convenient way to search and compare more than 5,500 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
This is Justice Unfiltered, presented by A Second Chance Bail Bonds on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Welcome back to Justice Unfiltered on Extra 106.3. My name is Tug Coward, along with Daniel Matalon of A Second Chance Bail Bonds and A Second Chance Monitoring. Soo Hong is the founding partner at Blevins and Hong PC, Marietta, Duluth, but also a state legislature, in the state legislature. Goodness, if I could speak. Also is a state legislator. Let's go from talking to just individuals like me, like when I get my stop sign ticket, like I'm having to come and help me get out of this or whatever it is. But you're dealing one-on-one. What you do in politics or in a policy making is you're representing an entire community, which have a lot of different opinion and a lot of different voices. Has that been challenging for you?
I've been grateful that my constituents have been very vocal and will email, and I am very responsive. And so it's like a bigger aspect of what I do at work is I have one client that I advocate, but I have constituents that are coming to me and will tell me what they want or what their concerns are. And then I respond and we have a good conversation. I don't agree with all of them and they don't agree with me.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
And I think that gets lost a little bit in politics these
Absolutely.
days.
We're not going to, you shouldn't agree with everything that I'm doing. And you should tell me what your concerns are. And I should be able to listen and I should be able to explain myself and explain my votes. And so that dialogue has been very good between me and my constituents. I know you hear all the time online, on TV, just like people are just, I'm so not happy with everything. I think when you're actually in politics, at least on the state level, it's really not that. It's really not like that. 99% of the stuff that we vote on, Democrats, Republicans, we all agree and we vote the same. It's just that kind of 1% that we're just really not going to agree on. And so, because I understand, obviously, as an attorney, I'm able to explain every single thing that I vote on, especially on the legal side of it as well. And I think people appreciate that.
Do you run into that too, Daniel? Do you feel like most of the people on both sides of the aisle usually get along pretty well? It's with at least in your line of business.
I'm on all sides of it for obvious. I mean, because of what I do. But I would say, I would say there's a lot of commonality. But it's crazy. We all know. I've been living in this world for 20 years. I guess the political world. So
yeah, it seems like
it's like wild.
If you just look at the news, whether on the radio or online or on TV, everybody's at each other's throat all the time. And I don't feel like that's real life. Like, I'm not at my neighbor's throats all the time. You know what I mean? Like in my neighborhood, when I'm walking the dog, there's nobody that's, barking at me most of the time policies don't even come up. So I don't think most people live in that world. It is a bubble. Politics is a bubble. And I believe you when you say most people have some commonality. I would think Republicans and Democrats can come together. We should be able to agree on free speech. We should be able to agree on whatever the Constitution says. Past that, and I understand there's some probably differences of opinion, but I love the fact that you said that most of the time at the State House, most people get along, because I bet most people don't hear that message.
Yeah, and I always tell people, stop living in a tunnel. Like, I think there are a lot of people that just live in a tunnel. They just want to hear what they want to hear, even politicians. And I'm like, get out of it. Most of my friends that have been friends with me before politics, they're all different
Political persuasions.
Yeah, correct. And so, and we don't talk about politics all the time just because I'm in it.
Yeah, sure. That's the last thing you want to talk about.
Yeah, and we, even if something comes up, we can have our opinions and then we can go and have fun. So I feel like that's, that's
healthy.
missed oftentimes when you live in a tunnel and all you do is just talk to people who have the same opinion as you. And
That
I
echo
think it
chamber.
should not be that.
Yeah, that echo chamber is loud. And at least I have, family members that are different politically than I am. And that's okay. I love them just the same. I don't change anything. I still want to feed them some turkey on Thanksgiving give them a gift at, at Christmas, maybe shoot off some fireworks at New Year's. None of that changes for me. But there are those few. There's a handful of folks that, they get... they start fighting on social media, and that's the worst. Yeah. That's something I never do is post about politics on social media. 0% of the time. Usually it's just like, here's what me and the family did, or, wow, boy, that's a pretty sunset. That's the kind of stuff. Maybe I don't make money on social media. That's the reason I don't, because I post that kind of stuff.
That might be the reason.
I get 10 likes. If I would have posted something political, I'd have got 110 likes, or whatever, whatever it is. But that's the thing that people get so caught up in, and it worries me. It does a little bit, because I think people in that bubble, or at least even if they're not the type that post on social media, they believe all the postings. They believe what they see. And that's kind of the bubble that you're referring to too, right? That people, they might judge you off of something that really has nothing to do with you. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but
yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a fake world. Social media is not a real world.
Yeah, absolutely. And they just kind of see, sometimes like they don't even know what the bill I voted on, but then they hear something and then it's all, And so I always invite people, come down to the Capitol, talk to me, call me, email me, and we can have a conversation about things that you're concerned with, and I'll have that conversation with you. But I don't engage on social media. And I'm in this world, and I am a representative. I'll post things, but I don't find it productive for me to go back and forth on social media with somebody.
Because you don't even know what's real.
Yeah.
Like it could be
I don't even know if that person is real that's
my
posting.
Point. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Correct.
You have no idea if that's even real. So you're going, I try to tell my mama this all the time. She was like, I just couldn't resist. They said something about somebody I like, and I just had to respond. I was like, Mama, you don't even know if that's real.
Yeah.
Like you could be engaging with a computer.
Right.
That's just there to get you to engage, to run those numbers up. That way we can generate revenue. But like, I don't think people realize how much money is made off of social media just posting, and how divisive it can be, but it keeps the conversation going. It has nothing to do with what they...
Right.
The people that posted it may not even agree with the thing that they posted, or the computer that's generated, the AI that's generated it.
Right.
It's so crazy. You have been such a role model for so many when it comes to women in leadership, being able to break barriers in law and politics, and that started being a founding partner and part of the... or at least the president of the Bar Association, now a state legislature. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And I'm sure there are probably other young women that are looking up to you. It has to be nice.
Very nice. That's my favorite part. When I decided to run for office, when I was campaigning, I had so many young women in high school and college reach out to me and was like, hey, like, a lot of them were like, hey, I grew up similar as you, and I'm interested in law, or I'm interested in politics, or, or both. Or as a female, like, I'm just curious, like, now that I'm going into a career, how did you manage all this? And so that's my favorite part, that the fact that what I'm doing is influencing people, the younger generation, in a positive way, especially younger women. Yeah. And I still get that. I constantly get like LinkedIn messages from, college students who are like, hey, I'm thinking about law school. Can I talk to you? And so I take the time to make sure that I talk to them. And, oftentimes, like, people ask me, just as a woman, like, how did you manage, both fields, honestly, law, politics. It's more male dominated type. But my answer always is, I never saw it that way. And I think that's the point, is that don't go into it thinking, oh my God, there are so many guys in the field, and I'm gonna be the only female, or how am I gonna? I think if then you're setting yourself up.
Right. It's like an artificial barrier,
right?
That doesn't really even exist.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. I'm like, oh, I want to be a lawyer because I like to advocate for people. I love the law, blah blah blah, and then you just work hard and people recognize what you're doing. Same thing with politics. I'm like, I know the law. I know how to do this job. I'm going to do it well. I go in and I do it. And I don't really think about, me being a female, me being an immigrant, me being an Asian. Like, I don't even think about myself that way. I just think about, like, this is what I'm going to bring to the table and I'm going to do it well.
And the truth is on your side. That's the key. Bring the truth, and it doesn't matter who you are. Mm-hmm. The truth speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And so that's my number one advice, because a lot of people, I think they get intimidated and they're like, is this something I can do? I'm like, if you think you can do it and you're going to work hard, then you're going to be able to do it.
I get intimidated all the time. I mean, they tell me.
I mean, she's right.
I think so too. Yeah. There's so many things in life that I've been afraid to do. I mean, I don't like to admit it, but it's the truth. I've been reluctant to do something because I wasn't sure of myself. And I think so many people fall into that category. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Mm-hmm. Everybody has that. Daniel, I mean, you probably run into that.
It's all fear-based. Yeah. I mean, it's all, fear-based. Yeah.
But have you ever gotten to that point where you're like, I don't know if I can do this?
Well, my appetite for risk and all those kinds of things is very large. So,
Look, but yes,
like at some point that does happen. I don't know what point that happens. I haven't figured that out yet.
Dude, I love that. I love that. I wish I had an ounce of that. An ounce of what both of you have, because both of you have that strong desire, and you're not going to let anything stand in your way. That's a good place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's being resilient and getting back up, and I've been knocked down many times, so it's I know what it's like to get up, time after time.
Absolutely, just getting punched and being like a good boxer, right? You take the punch and you reset and you go back in there and you fight some more, and especially when it's fighting for people that in Daniel, your case, that they should be protected under the law. That's what the Constitution provides, and you giving them the outlet.
Yeah, we're part of the process. Right. I guess you could say.
Yeah, no, and it's an important part of the process. And then as a legislator, same way.
Yeah.
You're giving people the right to live their life the way that they see fit under the law. It's so important.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think it's just. You yourself, and I do too. I'm very like, hey, let's just go for it. And if if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
And then we live with it.
Let's like pivot and let's go do this. And so that's my personality too.
It's so funny y'all are like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm so risk adverse.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, what? There's risk. I'm out. No thing. I don't play the lottery.
I mean,
gamble.
I
don't do any of that stuff.
I made a decision in the last 12 hours. Okay, that it was like. Okay, let's go. And 99% of other people would have actually probably paused. It's that 1% that are like, full speed ahead. You can just see that and know and just have the courage to actually just say, yeah, let's roll. Let's go.
And it's so funny because my wife is the one that is less risk averse in our relationship. I'm the one that's like, I don't know about that. I'm a saver by nature. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, we're not rolling the dice on that. Yeah. You know how long it took me to save that? No,
right.
Absolutely not. Yeah. And she's like, let's just try it. Do you find that in your relationship?
Yeah.
Are you the go-getter?
My mom's like that.
Okay.
So, like, when I said, I'm going to go to law school, and my mom's like, are you sure? It's going to be a lot of work.
That's hard.
Trying to talk you out of it. Like, you just bring her this really good idea, and she's, like, shooting you down,
like,
right?
all the things.
That's hard.
Just, like, to protect you.
Yeah,
just, same thing when I was like, I think I'm going to run for office. She's like, that's a lot of work. It's like, how are you going to handle all
Not
that?
more like your mama.
Me and
your mama a lot.
Right, exactly. And my dad's like, no, do it. My dad and I are very similar.
That's
so
awesome.
I was like, let's do it.
That's type A if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what I am. I'm not definitely not type A. Because I'm like, whatever reluctant is, I'm that type. It's so funny to see it play out. Because, when you start adding, Daniel, you added monitoring. It was obvious that it needed to be done, but again, there's an expense up front, I'm sure. Then there's then there's the competition. So
and the further you get down the path, I would say on the entrepreneur side, is the less you're really willing to do, because you now have learned so many mistakes that you're like, that's, I mean, cool idea, but
Watch
like
that pitfall.
I've already had that mistake. So like, so you become more selective as you go. But yeah, all the challenges, I mean, are all there for sure. But
I would imagine that you also have a pretty big balancing act with your own law practice and then the work that you do for the state of Georgia or in the communities that you represent in Georgia.
Yeah, that is the number one question that I get all the time. People, every time when they see me
Your mama was
I
the
think
first
you
one to
asked
ask
me
it.
when you saw me today. It's like, how are you doing everything?
well,
like, how are you managing
I
everything?
know from a business side, it's just they are two, and you don't view it as two because I know it's like I look at everything and for me it's like everything's all one. What are you talking about? I'm like, this is not all. This is all. It's all the job. Other people, it is separate, So it is
tough. All the jobs. Yeah. I because I'm still running my practice while I'm being a state representative. So we're in session. So we're down at the Capitol working from January to end of March or beginning of April, where we're there. 7 a.m. to sometimes midnight. Like so, it is. But my clients are still there, and
still ringing the phone.
Still ringing the phone.
Still have issues.
Still have issues. Yep. I still have to practice. So, I make time. I any time that I get a break, I'm calling back clients, emailing them back. I work on weekends, but it's time management. I think I've done a good job of finding the time management skills. In the last, 20 years of working. And so I'm able to do it. So far, so good. But it is a lot. And
I don't know about you, but I work better under pressure. I'm not great with time management. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not one of my wife, incredible with time management. Me, I'm by the seat of my pants all the time. But give me a little pressure and I'll get the job done. I have no doubt about it. Like even when I was in high school, I'm a 3-time college dropout, so I didn't go to Sorry about that. If anybody was looking for it, I think that should be a record. Probably is a record. Guinness Book of World Records, dropping out of Dalton State College 3 times.
Well. Yeah.
Right? No, you're right. But it's just funny. It's just not one of my favorites, but I always poke fun at it a little bit. But I'm not great with time management. I would wait till the last second to do my projects, and I always did better. I just work better with my back against the wall when I have a little pressure on me. You say you're that way too.
Yeah, I think my entire life is just pressure.
Well, yeah, because it's nonstop.
It's always,
one big pressure cooker.
And every decision that you have in front of you is kind of big.
Yeah.
This person could go to jail, or this law could not be passed, or could be passed.
Yeah, and I think like being a trial lawyer. You go into court and you don't know what to expect, and so you just kind of have to be on your feet all the time. And so I think those skills translate to also being a legislator because we're always constantly like, what's next? What's coming next? And so I do well time management wise, but I also do well just like, come on, like, what do you do now? Like, make that decision like right now.
You got it all together. I do not. I'm a little scattered. Daniel, you seem to have it together. You're more like her.
I strive to be like her, but I am not doing as well as she is. But yeah, the balance, the time management is a thing, and I'm bad at all of it. But people have helped me along the way.
But see, that's important.
And
surrounding yourself with the right people.
It is crucial that surrounding yourself with the right people probably is the best thing that I've ever done.
Maybe that's the skill that you have.
And that is the God's honest truth, because without the people around you, none of this happens. It doesn't. Not to the levels of success that you want to achieve. It just doesn't. It doesn't happen. So.
Representative Hong, I would imagine you're the same way because you have to surround yourself. With good people in your office as a lawyer, but then around you when you're in legislator mode.
Yeah. I've been really blessed. My staff has been with me for a long time. They know my schedule. They know how to get things done when I'm not there. Same thing, just, legislators, even friends. So because I'm constantly,
oh my gosh, yes, of course,
because I'm constantly making decisions outside of work, I don't want to make any decisions. So
seriously, where are we going to dinner? I don't care.
Exactly. Right. My friends do all the decision making outside of work.
They don't make you do it.
It's so funny that you say that because I am the exact. I'm like I don't. wherever you do,
I'm
you
like,
pick.
Tell me, I don't know. Tell me what to
could
eat.
care less.
I don't
You
care.
plug it
Doesn't
into the
matter.
GPS, I'll
Doesn't
just
even
follow
matter.
it and show up.
I'll
It
be
doesn't
there.
matter if
I
it's
will
the
be
Arches
there.
or a
Yep.
really nice
Doesn't
restaurant.
matter. I'll go.
I'll
be
go
there.
to any. Just
Yes.
don't make me make the choice, because otherwise you would sit in the car like me and my wife, be like, "Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't care. Where do you want to go?" And it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. See, y'all have friends around you that
Yeah.
will make that decision because they don't put that back on you. So that's a good friend group right there. So what do you? I mean, we got a couple minutes here. What do you like in your free time? What do you do in your free time? Because it doesn't seem like there's a lot.
In the 30 seconds a week.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I felt good
When
about
she
in this
breathes.
minute that we have left in the segment that we won't get far because
Right.
there's
No,
not a lot of free
it's-
time.
Yeah. Well, I'll say I work out on a regular basis, and I
Okay.
know people are like, "How?" But I make time to do that, like mostly for mental
Yeah, no,
mental
it's good.
clarity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like going, like being outside. I like hiking. I like doing all of those. But I do have really good group of friends. We go out to concerts, and I do make time,
Now you're
and I
talking my
have
language.
to.
Going to
You know,
concerts. Now you're talking my language.
concerts, games. All
What
the
do you like to
things,
listen to?
so. Huh?
What do you listen to? What concert do you like?
Like indie rock kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Some college rock a little bit, maybe?
Yeah.
Some Americana get in there?
90s.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to see some
If
90s
they're
bands?
doing a concert
Yes.
anywhere, yeah.
Absolutely.
90s music.
And around here, they pop up everywhere.
They do.
In every one of the little cities, there'll be like a
there's-
Sister Hazel concert.
Absolutely.
Or or
Sister
an Everclear,
Hazel.
Yeah.
an Everclear concert, or I don't know, just any Toad the Wet Sprocket.
That's right.
Yeah, I just took my wife to see it.
Yeah.
Toad the Wet Sprocket.
I went to go see a 90s country band cover
There we
band
go.
in Woodstock.
That's
It's
awesome.
Random.
See,
But yeah,
I love some 90s
Yeah.
country too.
Yeah.
Some of my favorites. When we come back here on Extra 106.3 and Justice Unfiltered, let's talk about making an impact, shaping policy through the committees and subcommittees that you're on. We're talking to Representative Soo Hong. She is the founding partner of Blevins Hong PC in Marietta, Duluth. She is doing incredible work, and of course with Daniel Matalon of A Second Chance Bail Bonds and A Second Chance Monitoring. We will be right back.
Marco's Fiery Flavors menu is back. Sadly, we can't show you our fiery pepperoni pizza topped with a bold Carolina Reaper cheese blend and 2 kinds of pepperoni. But here's some sounds that'll give you the same fiery feeling. Fiery pizza. Fiery cheesy bread. Inferno bread. Sounds delicious, right? The Fiery Flavors menu is back at Marco's Pizza for a limited time. Get it while it's hot. Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. Taxes may apply. See store for details.
Buying a car shouldn't be a mystery. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. At Jim Ellis, we believe in complete transparency because you deserve to know exactly what you're getting. That's why we show you all the numbers, no hidden fees, no surprises. We explain every option clearly so you can make the right decision with confidence. And if you ever have questions, we have answers. Our team is here to guide you, making sure you're informed and in control every step of the way. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we don't want to sell you just any car. We want to help you buy the right car, because doing the right thing for you is what matters most to us. Experience car buying the way it should be. Honest, straightforward, and built around you. And don't forget, Jim Ellis buys cars too. It's the safe and easy way to get maximum value for your car. To get started, visit one of our 21 convenient locations across Metro Atlanta or shop online at jimellis.com. The quick, easy, and convenient way to search and compare more than 5,500 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Now back to Justice Unfiltered, presented by A Second Chance Bail Bonds on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Welcome back to Justice Unfiltered on Extra 106.3. My name is Tug Coward, along with Daniel Matalon of A Second Chance Bail Bonds and A Second Chance Monitoring. We have to nail him down to get him to come do the show because he's always traveling, always working, or chasing your daughter
Yes.
and flying horses around the country.
I try not to do that because that's expensive, but yes.
But once in a while. I know it's happened because you've told
has
me about
happened. Yeah, it has happened.
Oh, my goodness. I just don't know how you get it all done. And Soo Hong is a representative, North Gwinnett and South Hall. But you grew up here in Cobb County, I hear.
I did, yeah.
So-
East Cobb.
Yeah, so not far from the ball, but 20 minutes from the ballpark or
That's
whatever.
correct, yeah.
And-
And been here since '91, so I've seen all the changes in Georgia,
which is nuts.
Yeah.
Where we sit now, where we're doing Justice Unfiltered, used to be nothing but trees,
right?
And now there's a mixed-use development out there with a ballpark and restaurants and people coming in all the time. It really is tremendous what has changed. Let's talk about changing, the way things happen in the state of Georgia for your constituents. You are working on judiciary subcommittees, working on issues that you're passionate about. What are some of those issues that get your attention?
So when I first went into the state house, Governor Kemp appointed me as one of his floor leaders. And so what that means is I help him with his legislation.
The things that are important to him.
Yeah, the things that are important to him. So I was able to pass to lower your income tax
Let's
rate.
go, friend of the show.
Yeah, for you individually and as for corporate income as well. So kind of,
I'm a fan of that.
making sure, and that's going to continue the next several years. So according to the bill that we passed. And then I do a lot of work in judiciary because I'm an attorney. And so a lot of the bills come through judiciary. And judiciary subcommittee that I chair is non-civil, meaning all the criminal law cases, the criminal law bills come
Which
through
crosses
there.
over with Daniel.
Correct, exactly. And so we go through all of the bills first, and I chair that committee. And again, because of what I do for a living, it's been very helpful. And I know, how to look at the bills, how it applies in real life. And so that is one of my favorite parts of being a legislator, is going through bills in judiciary and arguing it, asking questions, et cetera. And so it does, again, part of my practice is criminal. And so somebody like Daniel, I can turn to him and say, hey, we have this bill. This is, what do you think about this issue? And I've done that with him and Jesse. And so that kind of relationship outside of the legislator helps me to be a better legislator as well. And I do that with attorneys. I do that with anybody that's in their field that are experts. So I enjoy learning a lot. I'm always still learning as a legislator because of the things that we deal with.
Which is smart, because in life you better be continually learning, or you're going to be way behind. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can only imagine. Like, give me an example of how of something y'all have worked together on. Like,
we worked on a bill last.
Okay.
Or not. We never worked on the bill. There was a bill that we discussed last session, and several bills that we've discussed over the sessions. But it's her openness and willingness to actually have the conversation with us, which is that's what's so amazing, right?
Not everybody's that way.
Not everybody is that way, and that's just it is what it is, right? And look, no hard feelings, right? Everybody's in different places and different levels of how they want to communicate with people, but this is ideal. Like, how Soo Hong has been amazing communicator with us, and just that's all you want to be able to do, is have a conversation, right? Most of the time, to understand what's going on, and then figure out maybe we're 60% there or 50%, well, whatever it is, but we can always get to a solution, a resolution, which is great, So,
what would be the benefit of not listening? Like, when you have a concern or something that you bring up.
I mean, you would think that would make sense. I mean, that makes total sense.
Am I using too much common sense here?
Right.
Too much logic?
I think oftentimes maybe they're, number one, maybe they don't understand and they don't really care about the topic. Maybe number two, they have a set way and they just don't want to tell you no. I'm not scared to say no, or
that's a good quality.
Yeah, or
that is a really good quality.
We need to fix this bill this way. Like, even if I've known Daniel for a long time, if he presents me with something and I don't agree or I think it should be fixed, I'll tell you. I would rather you know than just kind of ignore you.
Absolutely.
And you're like, what's going on?
Right.
And so I do that with everybody.
I mean, she's right. We're never, like she said this earlier, we're never, like, I'm not going to agree with everything she's doing. That would be humanly impossible. I mean, literally. Yeah. I mean, for me to agree. So, like, but that doesn't change the dynamic. You can still be at 90%, 91% and have phenomenal success. And that's the whole thing.
That's a good number, 90, 91%.
Whatever, right. I mean, we'll call it what.
That's a great number.
I mean, and you can get there.
Right.
You just got to get out of your own way. Yeah.
But then there's the people pleasers, because I love the fact that you're not afraid to say no. Because I think it's the people pleasers that get in there, and they're just like, well, I can't say no because they won't donate to my campaign, or I can't say no because seems like there's all kinds of reasons that you would want to be a people pleaser, right?
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that you're like, it's just not going to work. This is not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I admire that, and I think we need more of that. Do you see more people pleasers or more people that are stern down there under the Gold Dome?
Probably half-half.
Okay, it's a flip of the coin.
It's fair. That's fair. It's
Yeah.
a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
Yeah. Okay. Because if you would have asked me to guess, I would have said more people pleasers.
Yeah.
Because then you're not creating any sort of enemy's not the right word. You're not. There's no conflict if you never give a definitive answer.
Right.
That's why politicians on the news never give a definitive answer. They don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Right. They want to have everybody looped in. It seems like that's the obvious way for it to go. But as we wind down, is there anything that we missed that you wanted to bring up that we didn't get to?
Yeah. No, I thank you for having
always
me
welcome.
here.
I hope you'll come back.
This was great. And, again, I mean, I still practice law. Oftentimes people think because I'm a state legislator, that's all I do. And so my practice is still going strong, doing personal injury, criminal, and bankruptcy. And so, and I've got a campaign coming up next year. I don't know if I'm going to have opposition yet, but
fingers crossed that you won't.
Fingers crossed that I won't. But that'll be next November, and we qualify at the beginning of the year. And so going into my 4th year as a state legislator this session, so we're excited to get back to the Capitol and work. So, but thank you. This was fun.
Oh, of
Yes.
course.
My very first
thank you so
podcast,
much.
actually.
Oh, that's
wow.
awesome. Well,
There
I
you
hope
go.
it won't be the last time you come back. Your law firm website, bhinjurylaw.com.
Correct.
If you want to find her on Facebook for the firm, it is facebook.com/Blevins and Hong PC, and then politics, facebook.com, Hong for GA. Easy to find you, and I hope everybody will go and learn more about you. It's been a pleasure to get to know you today.
Thank you.
Daniel, always a pleasure. Thanks for making this happen. This is Justice Unfiltered on Extra 106.3.
This is an Extra 106.3 podcast. To hear more live and local content like this, tune into 106.3 FM or download the Extra 106.3 app.
Marco's Fiery Flavors menu is back. Sadly, we can't show you our fiery pepperoni pizza topped with a bold Carolina Reaper cheese blend and 2 kinds of pepperoni. But here's some sounds that'll give you the same fiery feeling. Fiery pizza. Fiery cheesy bread. Inferno bread. Sounds delicious, right? The Fiery Flavors menu is back at Marco's Pizza for a limited time. Get it while it's hot. Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. Taxes may apply. See store for details.
Buying a car shouldn't be a mystery. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. At Jim Ellis, we believe in complete transparency because you deserve to know exactly what you're getting. That's why we show you all the numbers, no hidden fees, no surprises. We explain every option clearly so you can make the right decision with confidence. And if you ever have questions, we have answers. Our team is here to guide you, making sure you're informed and in control every step of the way. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we don't want to sell you just any car. We want to help you buy the right car, because doing the right thing for you is what matters most to us. Experience car buying the way it should be. Honest, straightforward, and built around you. And don't forget, Jim Ellis buys cars too. It's the safe and easy way to get maximum value for your car. To get started, visit one of our 21 convenient locations across Metro Atlanta or shop online at jimellis.com. The quick, easy, and convenient way to search and compare more than 5,500 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.